Thyatira congregation approved this Jezebel influence, since the message went on to speak to the rest of you who are in Thyatira, all those who do not have this teaching, the very ones who did not get to know the deep things of Satan. Re 2. 18-29. Tiberias T middle.B rear middle.as. 1. A city founded by Herod Antipas about 18 CE and named after Tiberius Caesar, emperor of the Roman Empire at the time. It is still called Tiberias Devria and is situated about 25 kilometers 15 mi of Nazareth, on a comparatively narrow strip along the western shore of the Co Textoi Acute Muritra Longo. About 1100 married Julia, the emperor's widowed daughter. Augustus adopted him in 4 CE. Augustus chose Tiberius as his successor only after others whom he preferred above Tiberius had all died. On August the 17th, 14 CE Gregorian calendar, Augustus died. On September the 15th, Tiberius allowed the Senate to name him emperor. John started baptizing in the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar. If the years were counted from the death of Augustus, the 15th year ran from August the 28th CE to August the 29th CE. If counted from when he was formally proclaimed emperor, the year would run from September the 28th CE to September the 29th CE. Lu 3. 1-3. Tiberius lived until March 37 CE, and hence was emperor for the entire period of Jesus' ministry. It was therefore most likely his image that was on the tax coin brought to Jesus when he said, "Pay back Caesar's things to Caesar." Mr. 12. 14-17. Mount 22. 17-21. Lu 20. 22-25. Tiberius extended the law of lesa magistris injured majesty to include, in addition to seditious acts, merely libelous words against the emperor, and presumably on the strength of this law the Jews pressured Pontius Pilate to have Jesus killed. Joe 19. 12-16. Tiberius later called Pilate to Rome, because of Samaritan complaints against his administration, but Tiberius died and Caligula succeeded him before Pilate arrived. As an emperor, Tiberius had both virtues and vices. He restrained spending on luxuries and so had funds to use generously to build up the empire's prosperity as well as reserves to assist recovery from disasters and bad times. Tiberius viewed himself as a man not a god, declined many honorary titles, and generally directed emperor worship to Augustus Octavian rather than to himself. His vices exceeded his virtues, however. He was extremely suspicious and hypocritical in his dealings with others, and his reign abounded with ordered killings, many of his former friends being numbered among the victims. He consulted astrologers. At his villa on Capri, where he spent the last 10 years of his life, he indulged his perverted lusts in a most debased manner with men kept for unnatural purposes. Tiberius was despised not only by such individuals as his schoolteacher Theodorus the Gadaran and his stepfather Augustus, but also by his subjects in general. After his death, the Senate refused to deify him. For these reasons and others too, Bible scholars see in Tiberius a fulfillment of prophecy that says one who is to be despised would arise as the king of the north. 11. 15-21. Tibhath slaughter. A city of Palestine from which David took a great quantity of copper after striking down Hadadezer, king of Zobah, at Hamath, about 230 kilometers 140 mi of Dan. 1 ch 18. 3, 8 in the parallel description of David's campaign at 2 Samuel 8. 8, Tibhath is apparently called Beta. See Beta. Some suggest that Tibhath may have been named for Nahor's son Teba. GE 22. 24 In harmony with its being part of the Aramean kingdom of Zobah, the location of Tibhath was probably in the valley lying between the Lebanon and Lebanon mountains. Traces of ancient copperworks have been found in Lebanon, in harmony with the biblical account. Tibni Tibni. A contender for the kingship of the 10-tribe kingdom of Israel following the 7-day rule of Israel's 5th king Zimri in about 951 BCE, the populace was divided over whether Tibni or Omri should now be king. 4 years later, during which time civil war presumably raged, the issue was finally settled. Tibni lost to Omri's supporters and met death. He was a son of Genath. 1 Chi 16. 15, 21-23. Title Tidal. The king of Goiim and an ally of Elamite king Chedorlaomer, when they and 2 other monarchs subjugated 5 kings near the Dead Sea. Following 12 years of domination, the 5 defeated kings staged a rebellion. Tidal, Chedorlaomer, and the others came to put it down, and in doing so took Otex to execute Longo, Tiglath-Pileser 31101 national groups and weaken or eliminate any unity of action in attempts to throw off the Assyrian yoke. This king first appears in the Bible account as Pul. 2 Kai 15. 19 1 Chronicles 5. 26 also states that God stirred up the spirit of Pul the king of Assyria, even the spirit of Tilgath-Pilneser the king of Assyria, so that he took into exile peoples of certain tribes of Israel. The ancient secular records apply both names to the same individual, the name Pul appearing in what is known as the Babylonian king list A, while the synchronistic chronicle lists Tukulti-Pul Shara-Tiglath-Pileser. Ancient Near Eastern Texts, edited by J. Pritchard, 1974, pages 272, 273. It is also of note that, in the Hebrew, the above-quoted scripture uses the verb took in the singular rather than in the plural. It is commonly suggested that Pul